What if Benjamin Franklin had ChatGPT? Imagine one of history's most productive minds with access to modern AI. The founding father who invented the lightning rod, bifocals, and helped draft the Declaration of Independence, all while running a printing business and conducting scientific experiments. Franklin didn't have AI, but he had something arguably more powerful, a systematic daily routine he followed for 64 years. Today, I'm going to show you how to recreate Franklin's exact productivity system using free AI tools. And you can start implementing it tomorrow morning. In the year 1726, Benjamin Franklin was just 20 years old, working as a printer in Philadelphia. But he had big ambitions. He wanted to become a better writer, a successful businessman, a scientist, and a contributing member of society. The problem? He was constantly distracted, disorganized, and felt like he was wasting his potential. Sound familiar? Franklin realized that talent and ambition weren't enough. He needed a system, so he created one. And here's what's remarkable. The same system that helped him become one of the most accomplished people in history can work for us today. Because the challenges Franklin faced managing time, staying focused, building good habits, and achieving multiple goals are the exact same challenges we face now. The difference is, we have AI to help us implement his system even better than he could. Let me show you Franklin's complete system. It had three main components: his daily schedule, his 2 powerful questions, and his 13 virtues system. First, the daily schedule. Franklin divided each day into time blocks. He would wake at 5 a.m. and ask himself, "What good shall I do this day?" This wasn't just a nice thought, it was a planning session. He'd spend the next 3 hours preparing for his day, planning his work, and studying. From 8 a.m. to noon, and again from 2 to 6 p.m., Franklin dedicated 8 hours to what he called work. This was his deep work time when he ran his printing business, conducted experiments, or worked on his writing. 8 full hours of focused work. No social media distractions. No endless email checking. Just deep, meaningful work. At noon, Franklin took a 2-hour break for lunch and reading. This wasn't wasted time, it was essential recovery that allowed him to work at a high level all day. From 6 to 10 p.m., Franklin had dinner, reviewed his day, and engaged in music or diversion, or conversation. Then he'd ask himself, "What good have I done today?" This evening reflection was crucial. It helped him learn from each day and plan improvements for tomorrow. Now here's the second component, the 13 virtues. Franklin didn't try to improve everything at once. Instead, he identified 13 key virtues: temperance, silence, order, resolution, frugality, industry, sincerity, justice, moderation, cleanliness, tranquility, chastity, and humility. Each week, he focused on just one virtue. He'd track his daily progress, noting when he succeeded and when he failed. After 13 weeks, he'd start the cycle again. He repeated this process for over 60 years. This is the complete system: structured time blocks, 2 daily questions for reflection, and focused improvement on one virtue at a time. Now let me show you how to recreate this entire system using AI in about 15 minutes. First, we'll use ChatGPT for Franklin's morning question. Here's the exact prompt I use. You are my daily planning assistant based on Benjamin Franklin's method. First, ask me, what good shall I do today? Then, based on my answer, help me create a focused daily plan using time blocking. When ChatGPT asks what good you'll do today, you respond with your actual priorities. Maybe it's finishing a work project and spending quality time with family. ChatGPT then creates a detailed, time-blocked plan that follows Franklin's structure. The AI does something Franklin couldn't. It adapts to your specific day while maintaining his proven framework. If you have meetings, it works around them. If you have different energy levels, it optimizes accordingly. Next, we recreate Franklin's time blocks in Google Calendar. Create recurring events for his 6 main blocks: morning preparation from 5 to 8 a.m., deep work morning from 8 to noon, midday break from noon to 2 p.m., deep work afternoon from 2 to 6 p.m., evening from 6 to 10 p.m., and sleep from 10 p.m. to 5 a.m. Color code them. Morning blocks in blue, Work blocks in red, breaks in green, evening in purple. Now you have a visual representation of Franklin's system. Every morning when you open your calendar, you see exactly what Franklin would do. For the 13 virtues tracking, we use Notion. Create a simple table with 3 columns: day, practiced, and notes. Each week, focus on one virtue. Each day, mark whether you practiced it and add a note about what happened. After 7 days, calculate your score. 5 out of 7 days is realistic. You're not aiming for perfection, you're aiming for consistent progress. Here's what I love about this AI implementation. You're using the exact same system Franklin used, but now it's enhanced with tools that can remind you, adapt to your schedule, and track your progress automatically. I've been using this system for 30 days, and here's what changed. First, my mornings transformed. Instead of checking my phone and reacting to everyone else's priorities, I start with Franklin's question: what good shall I do today? This 5-minute ChatGPT session gives me a clear plan before the day even starts. Second, those 8 hours of deep work? Game-changing. When you actually protect 2 4-hour blocks for focused work, you accomplish more in one day than most people do in a week. The key is treating these blocks as sacred: no unnecessary notifications, distractions, no social media, just work. Third, the virtue tracking keeps me honest. Last week I focused on temperance. I tracked it every day in Notion. Tuesday I failed over 8 at a dinner party, but I learned from it. The next 5 days I was more mindful. That's exactly what Franklin did: track, learn, improve, repeat. The biggest surprise? The evening reflection, asking what good have I done today, is powerful. It forces you to evaluate your day by your own standards, not by how many emails you answered or meetings you attended. After 30 days, I have more energy, accomplish more meaningful work, and feel more intentional about my time. And I'm still just scratching the surface of this system. Here's exactly how to start this tomorrow morning. Tonight, set up your Google Calendar with Franklin's time blocks. Takes 5 minutes. Adjust the times to fit your life. If you can't wake at 5 a.m., shift everything to match your schedule. The structure matters more than the specific times. Tomorrow morning, before checking your phone, open ChatGPT and use the planning prompt. Tell it your priorities for the day. Let it create your schedule. Then follow that schedule. At the end of tomorrow, ask yourself Franklin's evening question: what good have I done today? Write a quick note in Notion or just in your phone. 1 paragraph, that's day 1. You've started Franklin's system. For the virtues, pick one to focus on this week. Maybe temperance or order or industry. Track it each day. At the end of the week, you'll have data on your progress. Don't try to be perfect. Franklin himself admitted he never achieved perfection in any virtue, but that's not the point. The point is consistent improvement over time. Start small, start tomorrow, and trust the process that worked for 64 years. Franklin's system worked for him for over 6 decades. Now it can work for you. If you found this helpful, subscribe to Timeless Tech. Next video, I'm breaking down Leonardo da Vinci's note-taking system and showing you how to recreate it using AI knowledge management tools. The algorithm behind the greats isn't secret, it's systematic. And now you have the tools to implement it. See you in the next video. Until then, ask yourself every morning, what good shall I do today? And every evening, what good have I done today? That's how you change your life.